Most people believe aging begins in middle age, when wrinkles appear, energy drops, or medical reports start showing abnormalities. But biologically, aging begins much earlier. Long before the mirror changes, and long before the body complains, cellular damage quietly starts accumulating, and for most humans, this process becomes measurable around the age of 25. At this age, the body is still strong, resilient, and outwardly youthful. Yet at the microscopic level, the balance between damage and repair begins to shift for the first time. Until the early 20s, the human body operates in a state where repair consistently outpaces damage. Cells divide efficiently, DNA repair mechanisms work at peak performance, mitochondria generate abundant energy, and antioxidant systems neutralize harmful byproducts of metabolism. Around the mid-20s, this balance subtly changes. Damage does not suddenly appear, but the rate at which it accumulates begins to slightly exceed the rate at which the body can fully repair it. This is not felt. There are no symptoms. But biologically, it marks a turning point. One of the earliest changes occurs in cellular energy production. Mitochondria, which convert nutrients into usable energy, begin to show small declines in efficiency. These changes are not dramatic enough to cause fatigue in daily life, but they increase the production of reactive oxygen species, unstable molecules that damage proteins, lipids, and DNA. Over time, this oxidative stress becomes one of the primary drivers of cellular aging. Research consistently shows that mitochondrial efficiency peaks in early adulthood and begins a gradual decline from the mid-20s onward. DNA damage also becomes more significant around this age. Every cell experiences thousands of DNA lesions daily due to normal metabolism, environmental exposure, and replication errors. In youth, DNA repair pathways correct most of this damage quickly and accurately. After the mid-20s, repair systems remain active, but become slightly less precise and less efficient. Small errors begin to persist. Individually, these errors are harmless, but collectively, over years and decades, they alter cellular function and increase vulnerability to disease. Protein quality control also begins to weaken. Cells rely on complex systems to fold proteins correctly and remove damaged or misfolded ones. Around the mid-20s, these systems start to lose efficiency. Damaged proteins accumulate slowly, interfering with cellular signaling and structure. This contributes to tissue stiffness, reduced elasticity, and declining cellular responsiveness later in life. Again, this process is invisible at first, but it lays the groundwork for future decline. Another early change occurs in inflammation regulation. Young immune systems are highly efficient at responding to threats and then returning to baseline. As adulthood progresses, immune signaling becomes slightly dysregulated. Low-grade inflammation begins to rise, even in the absence of infection. This phenomenon does not cause pain or illness initially, but chronic inflammation accelerates cellular damage, disrupts tissue repair, and alters metabolic function. Studies consistently link early increases in inflammatory markers to faster biological aging later in life. Epigenetic changes also begin to accumulate around this time. Epigenetics refers to chemical markers that control which genes are turned on or off. In early life, these markers are tightly regulated, ensuring optimal gene expression. From the mid-20s onward, epigenetic patterns gradually drift. Genes associated with repair and resilience become less active, while stress-related pathways become more prominent. Modern epigenetic clocks can detect measurable biological aging beginning in early adulthood, long before any physical signs appear. Hormonal signaling subtly shifts as well. While hormone levels remain within normal ranges, peak production and sensitivity begin to decline slightly after the mid-20s. Hormones regulate metabolism, tissue regeneration, skin thickness, muscle maintenance, and immune function. Even small changes in hormonal signaling can influence how efficiently cells repair damage and maintain structure over time. These early shifts do not cause symptoms, but they influence the long-term trajectory of aging. What makes cellular damage at age 25 particularly dangerous is that it happens while the body still feels invincible. Energy levels are high, recovery is fast, and health appears stable. This creates the illusion that biology is unchanged. In reality, The foundation of aging is being laid quietly, one damaged molecule at a time. Because the body compensates so effectively, decades may pass before the consequences become visible. Importantly, this does not mean aging at 25 is pathological or abnormal. It means aging is a gradual biological process, not a sudden event. The difference between aging well and aging poorly lies in how quickly damage accumulates after this early turning point. Lifestyle, stress exposure, sleep quality, nutrition, inflammation, and environmental factors all influence whether cellular damage accelerates or remains relatively controlled. By the time visible aging appears, the cellular changes that caused it have already been active for years. Wrinkles, fatigue, metabolic disease, and cognitive decline do not begin when they are noticed. They begin when cellular damage quietly surpasses repair capacity, starting much earlier than most people imagine. Cellular damage does not announce itself. It does not ask for attention. It simply accumulates, patiently, invisibly, shaping the future of the body long before that future arrives. Understanding that aging begins around 25 is not meant to create fear. It is meant to reveal a truth that modern science now confirms. Aging is not something that suddenly happens to you later in life. It is something that begins quietly, early, and continuously, written into your cells long before you ever feel it.